Thank you.
So first of all, thank you guys so much for staying here all this time and allowing us to talk and hear our concerns. You guys are troopers. Oh my goodness. So hopefully we can get you, maybe the air conditioning will kick in, July or something?
No, it's a historic building. We don't.
This is it? This is all we get?
Some of the
Wow.
offices
All right. Well, thank you again. So I just wanted to tell you, obviously, I'm in favor of the bill. I'm also a resident of Burrville. I live in Harrisville. That was my dad who spoke. So my family's also been there since 1860, and I'm raising my children there. So the thing that we wanted to talk about is the diversification of the EFSB. I don't see that as a detriment. Somebody else mentioned, I think Mrs. Watson mentioned, in work, I'll be in charge of projects and I'll come to the table with ideas and all the things that I think are good about a specific project. I'll even have a plan, on initiatives I lead at work. I come to the table, talk to my peers, and I get all these other great ideas. And those have to be incorporated and listened to. So I just feel like the representation of more people, more diverse opinions it's not going to be a detriment to our state. And I feel like Representative Keeble's bill is just bringing us on par with other states. We have 3 people on our EFSB board. In my research, since I had to learn what an EFSB board was because of this project, it seems like other states have between 7, not usually, obviously it's an odd number, but 7 to 9 different representatives on their boards. We don't. So I feel like we're just asking, or he's just asking to let us be on par with other states. I don't feel like it's out of the realm of possibility, and all of the, I feel like, hyperbole and the exaggeration about the, sudden breaks on all industry in Rhode Island is a little much. I mean, that's an exaggeration. All we're talking about is energy facility siting boards. Representative Keeble is not out there saying we can't build any more shopping centers, we can't build any more retirement homes or active living facilities or whatever. He's not saying that at all. It's just the EFSB. So I feel like we kind of need to narrow the focus and say, what are we actually saying here? Is this a bad thing for Rhode Island? It's not a bad thing for Rhode Island. It's a great thing for Rhode Island. The other thing, obviously, being able to vote on the tax treaty. It seems like some people are concerned that if the tax treaty is voted down, that's it, and that the town of Burrville will actually be at a disadvantage if the tax treaty is voted down, and then the plant goes on the books, gets cited by the EFSB, and goes on the rolls as a standard business, as a normal business. So it seems like there's some trepidation about that as kind of watching all the testimonies tonight. Maybe we need to amend the language or take a look at, if the first tax treaty, if it gets cited, and the first tax treaty is unacceptable to the people in Burrville, maybe there's another special election. Maybe there's some sort of compromise we can put in there, because I can tell you that, I'm just going to put my notes down, I can tell you that there's a lot of concern in the town that they're going to get a sweetheart deal. And you would be surprised, people from all over the country, especially Pennsylvania, who've also been going through these types of processes, and kind of getting plants, railroaded into their towns, bigger ones than even the one they're talking about putting in our town. They're all contacting us saying, this is one of the worst agreements. The rumors that we've heard about as far as the pilot agreement are one of the worst agreements that people have said they've heard of in the country. So that's part of the concern.
Which agreements are among the worst? I feel like I missed something when you said. You said
the pilot tax agreement that they're talking about. The rumors that we've heard, their director of development went on Dan York and said that they're talking about between $3.5 to $5 million per year. And other people have posted on our Facebook page and messaged us and everybody saying that's one of the worst agreements in the country they've heard of. So that's part of the concern from the Burrville residents. We're not just saying we're going to be totally unreasonable if the FSB cites the plant here. We're not going to be totally unreasonable. We want to make sure that our interests are protected, and we're not feeling. Everybody's talked a lot about transparency. We're not feeling like we're getting any transparency from our town manager, who is a non-elected official. And I feel like our town council is being you should see the yelling and the screaming at the town council meetings. It's craziness. I've never seen adults act that way in public before, ever in my life. You guys are laughing, but it's true. And I come home and I tell my husband, I'm like, I've never seen adults that upset about anything other than the life of their children, like their health, like when you watch things on the news or whatever. And then I thought, They are upset about the life of their children and the health of their children. That's why it's so personal to everybody. So I just wanted to bring that up. That's why that's why this tax treat is such a big deal. We don't feel like our best interests are being looked after. And anybody who's negotiating knows they're not going to come in with their highest offer. Oh, let's build a whole new community center in Burrville just for fun. They're not going to do that. They're out to make a profit. So that's part of the reason, I feel like we need to maybe look at that and just take away any trepidation you guys might feel with passing the bill, possibly. Maybe there's another way that we can do that, so you're not in fear that we're just going to vote down any tax treaty. So anyway, and the other thing that I wanted to be, everybody's talked a lot about many things, so I don't need to reiterate points you guys have already heard. But one thing I did want to bring up is the proximity to Wallam Lake and the location. You'll see from the map, it's directly near Wallam Lake, and Wallam Lake is a pristine freshwater lake, one of the largest of its kind in Rhode Island. One of the last, it's very pure, it's beautiful. It's a drinking water lake, and it supplies Zambrano Hospital. Zambrano Hospital, as you guys know, state hospital, it's its only drinking supply right now. That's where they have garden projects at Zambrano, and they have community gardens. They use that water there, they use it to bathe with, they use it to drink with, obviously all in their cooking. The proximity to that lake with the 52 known pollutants that will be spewing from the 200-foot tall smokestacks is very concerning to us. I feel like as citizens of Rhode Island, we need to protect the state's most vulnerable residents. So I just wanted to make sure you guys knew how close it is, and I don't feel like that's insignificant. And if we just moved Zambrano somewhere else, that's all those jobs that are gone. So a lot of the arguments towards the plant seem to be around jobs. And I just want to bring up the fact that there's a lot of small and medium-sized businesses in Burrville that are going to be drastically impacted when all the houses are short sold and foreclosed and the property values drop. So there's just a couple things for you guys to think about. Anyway, thank you for listening to us. It's really late. And I think I skipped half my speech, but I'll put in some written testimony.
Thank you, Ms.
Thank you, guys.
Olkowski. Any questions for Ms. Olkowski? Okay, thank you, Aaron. Again, William Eccleston.